Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Hey, this quick video today is going to talk about how to make a fire or a flame flicker. This goes out to my student in last week's class, Scylla, was asking how to do this. So kind of follows my fan graphic. But let me show you. First off, we got to find the so-called fire pictures. So if we go over to the right side of Crimson and go into symbols on the right side, well, you got to be in display pages on the left, but go to symbols on the right side. And then, folks, if you go down to the category called nature, and in nature, you're going to have a bunch of pictures and stuff. But if you slide down a little bit, you're going to start to see some pictures. So if you look here, you got a bunch of pictures of flames, and you could say there's maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 here that might work. 8, 9 if you count these two Yahoos. But anyway, these 7 here. So there's my 7 pictures. Now, I'm going to use the animated image to create this for our flicker, if you will. So if you go over to the right side and click on primitives over here on the right side, go to primitives on the right, go into the top category called core primitives. And when you go into core primitives, you got these things on top. The upper right-hand corner is a thing called the animated image. Now, that is a very versatile primitive, and I'm just going to grab that guy and drag it out here like this and make it a little bigger. Now, my background is currently white, so if I click away, it looks like it disappears, but it's still there. If I had a different color of my page, like say, I don't know, I'll go black or something like this, you can see there it is. But anyway, let me double click on that. Now, notice that when you click on that, you are in the animated image here. Crimson automatically moves you to Symbol Factory, and here's your 7 pictures. So I'm going to change the count here from 1 to 7. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these pictures in no particular order and put them in these different spots. You could go with less or more, whatever. It's up to your liking, but I'm going to fill in, trying to not copy the same in any couple spots. So they'll slide down here. All right, I think I got all the difference. All right, now listen. Way up here on top, well, that's weird. Right here, we need something that's going to pick a random number between 0 and 6. So in the lower right-hand corner of Crimson, down here in System, you click on System here. If you expand the functions tree, expand the functions tree. And then, team, if you expand the math category, in the math category, there's a bunch of trigonometry stuff in here, stuff I used to love in college. But if you slide down to the R section, there's a function called random. And random will generate a number between 0 and minus whatever's in the parentheses. So I'm going to drag this out here like that. Notice the 0 there. So if I look here, I need to go to number 6. So I'm going to add 1 to that, and I'll put a 7 here. So put your cursor in here like this. You might have to click in there. Delete the 0, put a 7, press enter to do that. Now listen, the only time I want this flickering flame to show up is when the fire tag is on. Now, if you look here, I don't have any data tags. I'm going to use the emulator to show this off. So right here where it says show item, I'm going to ask the question, does the fire tag equal 1? I do not have a fire tag, notice that. So I'm going to type fire space. Since I want to ask the question, I'm going to do this a long way. I'll put 2 equal signs and a 1, enter. So that's going to ask the question, hey, whatever flag tag it is, it's going to be a flag tag in a second, but whatever tag you want, here I'm going to create one called fire. This could be your flare, could be whatever. But watch this. When I hit enter, Crimson politely barks at me and says, hey, I noticed you don't have a tag called fire. Did you either type it wrong or do you want me to create it automatically? And the answer is sort of yes, but before I commit to automatically, I don't want to waste an integer for something I need to go on and off. I want this to be a Boolean or a flag tag. So hit the little pull down and select flag tag. And then when you click yes, bam, now I got myself a flag tag over here. So according to that, whenever this thing goes on, I should see my flicker. All right, that's perfect. Let me go ahead and hit the OK button down below. Right here, commit this, boom. All right, there's that. But I also want a picture of a, well, let's try this first, and I'll do my other gray picture. All right, now to test this, I got two ways I can test it. One, I could just go over to the right, drag the data tag out, and move this over here like this. And I can put this guy right here, and I can make this a data entry by clicking once. This button here, make it a little bigger. That turns on data entry. That's one way. Now, then I got to click on it. I got to click up or down and click enter. Instead, what I'll do is I'm going to go over here to primitives, go to my home directory, my primitives. I'm going to go into the category called two-state toggles because I love these little toggle buttons. And this one here, I love this one because it's pretty self-explanatory. On top, off below. Can't get better than that, folks. So I'll drag this guy out here like this. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bigger. Now, double click on this. Of course, the space above here is from maintain aspect. I'll turn that off. All right, go over to the right, data tags. I'm going to grab the fire tag and put it right here. So if I hit this above, the halfway point turns it on. Hit below the halfway point, turns it off. All right, I'll click the OK button down here. I should, well, I'll save it later. Let me go ahead and download this to emulator by turning on that button there. All right, let's see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, say yes. Good coffee break. Okay, so look here. There it is. Turn it off. Oh, wonderful. Turn it off. Let it off. I mean, turn it on. There you see. Look at this. Watch this.
Yeah! Look what I have created! I have made fire!
Yes.
I
Yes.
have made fire!
Awesome.
Yeah!
Okay. Next thing is, let's say that when I go to the off position, I want to have a picture of a gray fire that's not on. So if I go back here to Crimson, I want to go back to symbols on the right. Here's all my flames. Now, maybe in this case, I want a picture of a gray fire, indicating it's not on. So if you click on any picture, most any picture, and behind the scenes, you're going to see there's a bunch of pre-built different standard color ones. So I can look through here and I can say, you know what? This one might be the picture that I want when it's not on to kind of indicate that the fire is not lit. So if I double click on this guy, and you're going to see this on every item in Crimson, somewhere you'll see this display state. Some places, different places, but here on the simple image thing. So whatever's true here is when I want that to show up. Now I got two ways I can do this. I can ask the question, does fan equal 0? If that's true, then this shows up. I can do that by doing this. I can just type the name, not fan. It's, what is it called? Fire. So I can type fire. Oops, like the white cursor right here. Fire, F-I-R-E, space. I want to ask the question, does it equal 0? So I do two equal signs, boom, like that. That's one way you could do that. Two equal signs will ask the question. Or the other way you could do this is you want to take the not of this, the not or invert. So you could drag this fire here like that, but I need to invert that. So in the C programming world, you could put an exclamation point right before that. Boom. I don't know, did it take it? Let me put it here. Shift, number 1, there. It's really small, but if I make it bigger, you can see it. See that exclamation point right there? That is the not. So if the fire is not on, this should show up. The other picture, this one here, let me double click on this guy. This one I did the old school method right there. Okay, so now I'm going to move this guy. I'm going to say, you know what? This thing needs to be the same size as this thing. So now like that, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to go ahead and make this guy, I'm going to put it right on top of there, centered on this guy. Okay, let's test this out. Here we go. So notice it's off. Turn it on. Boom. Off, on. Love it. Perfect. Let's go one more step further though, because if I want to reuse this over and over again, I got to go in and do the work, the tag stuff on both of these. How about instead, team, we make this a widget? And you know what a widget is. Over here, primitives, go to home directory or primitives. And if you've ever done it before, great. If not, eventually you'll have a category called primitives. And I have a bunch of primitives, a bunch of stuff here. But the goal of a primitive is to be able to drag it out. You can see here, I do not have a fire primitive listed in this current one here. So let's make this a primitive team. And if you don't have the widgets, don't freak out. You will as soon as we do this. So I want to select both the front and back flame to put it together. So I'm going to take my magical mouse and I'm going to lasso both these yahoos. I say lasso because you want to make sure down here that both items are selected. With both items selected, I'm going to right click over the whole thing, and the bottom list is the word widgetize. Boom. So it says, hey, this widget has no date items. It's very important that you look over here and you see both items, which is perfect. We're going to declare a widget, hit edit here. We know that this thing's all using one tag called fire. So I'm going to go ahead and change the count from 0. Well, you got to hit the edit button here. Sorry. Hit the edit button, put a 1 in. Boom. There you go. I'm going to type here the name of the tag currently that's being used, and that's fire. Right here where it says description, you can do, you can say fire space flag tag. Any flag tag will work. The flag tag, if you hit the pull down here, is part of the integer family. So we're going to choose integer data type. And then right now, this graphic, we're not actually controlling anything by tapping it. So when you hit the edit button here, you're just going to use the tag part. If you had where we were tapping on the fire to turn it on or off, then you would make it writable. In this case, we'll just do a tag right there. And the last part of this that I always do is I turn on folder binding. That makes the graphic that is currently tied to this tag get connected to this tag here. And also, this whole thing is nothing more than a giant pop-up, and you're in the process of declaring the widget tag here. That's what you're doing. So when I click the OK button here, watch what shows up right here. Watch. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. There it is. Now watch this. I don't know if this will work, but we'll pull it aside. If I slide this over here, see how that image looks right there? Let's see what happens when I click OK here to commit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Oh, well. All right. So if you go to the organize pull down, we're going to click Save Widget. So I'm going to click Save Widget. Boom. Now here's the trick. Today, you have to let the widgets go here. If you put it somewhere else today in Crimson, there's no way to tell Crimson to look somewhere else. So don't be the person that moves them somewhere special because Crimson won't see them. So you got to let it go in this default directory. Down here where it says file name, I'm going to type flame, for instance. Now when you hit save, boom. If you go over here to the left or to the right now, you should have a new category called widgets. If you click on widgets, you should have your flame in there. Of course, I have a gazillion. So if I slide all the way down, there it is. And here's what's so cool about this now. I could pretend I'll delete this from the page. I bring this guy out like this, and I can do whatever I want with it, bigger, smaller, whatever. Now watch. Right click on this thing, go to properties. I need to relink that to my flag or boolean tag. So I'm going to grab this guy right here, boom, put it right there. That's going to link it to the show item of both of these. So let's go and click OK. Let's download. Let's see what it does. Boom. There it is. Anyway, quick video on how to make a flame flicker, if you will. I like it. Hey, thanks a lot, folks. Have yourself a great day. See you later.